Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2, text number 14. Now Krishna says, Matra sparshastu kaundaya shidoshna suga dukkadaha agama payina anityas tam titiksha svabarada. O son of Kundi, the temporary arrival of joyfulness and sorrowfulness and their departure thereafter are like the arrival and departure of cold and hot seasons. These are interactions of the senses and sense objects, and one should practice enduring them without being disturbed. O successor of Bharata, Matra Sparshastu Kaundaya. Matra Sparsha means sense interacting with the sense objects. O Kaundaya, Kaundaya means son of Kundi. Shidoshna Suga Dukkadaha. It is exactly like Shida and Ushna. How it actually creates the moroseness in one's life. Sometimes when it is too cold, we suffer the cold. All these things that we do. When it is too hot, then again we suffer. So heat also makes you suffer, cold also make you suffer. So agama apayino, it is coming and going. Anitya, it is anitya, means it's not permanent, it's coming and going. Tam titikshasva bharata, therefore you just tolerate, Arjun, it just come and go. So now here one may understand theoretically that they are not these bodies. But however, if our dear one or near one passes away, then we have tension. So we really, though we know theoretically we are not these bodies, but we are disturbed. So why? Because of superficial and external attachment with the body. So Krishna is telling here, it is Sida Ushna. It is exactly like a summer season and cold season. It comes and goes. It doesn't matter if a body lives or body dies. Really? When we actually think, when we are attached to someone, we want to accept these Krishna's instructions. But Krishna is telling the truth. Why? Because in all dimension of life, as we mentioned yesterday or day before yesterday, that we live. We are eternal. But we are not attached or connected to a particular place. We are not booted to a particular place. We are free souls. When we enter into this body, then we become conditioned. Because the gross matter is heavy. You cannot take it and fly all over the places. Not possible. Just like demigods appear and disappear, ghost goes here and there. We cannot do that because this big bag of body, it does not allow us to move around according to our desire. It's not possible. Just like you wish to go here, say Switzerland, Honolulu, United States, but there are conditions. Body is the condition. Mind can reach immediately to America or Europe or wherever you want to go. But this body also has to be transported because we are stuck in this body. So because we are stuck in this body, we cannot act as we want or fulfill the desires as we like. It's not possible. We become conditioned by having this body. And not only that, we start identifying with the place where we have actually born to. Like a nationalism, right? All these guys, Bharat Mata ki jai, all these things are there. There they say United States ki jai, Europe they say France ki jai, and in their language. And German says Germany ki jai, Russia says Russia ki jai. So we do not have a particular place of residence as being a soul. Soul is actually free to travel anywhere and everywhere. But when we take birth into a particular location, the language conditions us, the body conditions us, means the color of the body conditions us, and the parents conditions us, religion conditions us. So all these things will condition us, but we are not. We are a free bird, servant of the Supreme Lord. Not free bird is not really free to do whatever we want to do, but there are rules and regulations pertaining to this material body. Karma means action performed for the development of the body. It does not say that action performed for degradation of the body. That become kukarma. But that is not the meaning of karma. So we need to act in such a way, understanding the nature of the soul, the relationship with the soul and body, we can be very sober. If we do not know that, then we will be conditioned. For every small inconvenience comes, it's become a big deal. At home also, whether wife get on the case of the husband, husband get on the case of the wife, even if there is no soap in the bathroom or toilet paper in the bathroom, is become a big deal for husband, intolerable, and shouts, screams. And if the food is not actually prepared properly, salt is not mixed properly, then again we have a problem. So we all become so much disturbed for small things. So we need to learn from all these things what to just tolerate it. How I can tolerate, that is the learning. So if we do not learn that, how to tolerate, how to deal with all these members, then our life becomes miserable. And according to the scriptures, there are three types of miseries. One misery is created by our own body and mind, and second is created by the neighbors or any other living entities, including the government, who creates the troubles for all citizens. Third is created by the material nature, the demigods, which are called Adi Dvaivika Klesha, Adhyatmika Klesha, Adi Baudhika Klesha. Adhyatmika Klesha is coming from our own body and mind. Adi Baudhika Klesha comes from the neighbors and other living entities, scorpions, snake, mosquitoes, flies, own relatives, own children, and government, say income tax, sales tax, all these guys includes in that Adi Baudhika Klesha. And Adhyatmika Klesha is excessive heat, excessive cold, and big earthquake, lava, hurricane, and cloud bursts, and too much rain. All these things are created by the Devatas. So according to the scriptures, one of these troubles should be always present in one's life. For example, if the mind is not torturing, body will torture you. If the body and mind is not torturing, somebody else will torture you, some living entities. If none of these living entities are not torturing, then the material nature torture you. The living entities disturbance are more, and mental disturbance are little less, and bodily disturbance also. As long you have provisions at home, groceries, enough groceries, you're paying the bills and all, that reduces the pain of the mind and the body. But other living entities, we cannot actually so much access there, and demigods disturbance also have no access. So one of these miseries are always present. What Krishna is telling, matra sparshastu kaundaya, exactly like you are taking a bath in winter season when there is no hot water. It's a suffering, but you cannot avoid not taking bath. And at the same time, you have to learn how to tolerate these inconveniences. In summer, you don't take bath in hot water. You have to, you take bath in cold water. So when you take bath in cold water, you feel some freedom from exhaustion. That is the summer things, having a nice cold bath. But this cold bath in winter season is ever disturbing. So is all what? Seasonal changes. So everything is a seasonal changes. Even death and birth is actually seasonal changes. Therefore, Krishna is telling after immediately the transmigration of the soul, next thing that you have to tolerate the inconveniences created by all these things upon your body. Because the body is something unnatural for the soul, because the soul desired to enjoy. Therefore, Krishna created a mannequin like body where you can feel pleasure and happiness. But this is not pleasure and happiness. This is just a kind of itching of the senses. Sometimes you feel to eat so much, how much we actually eat. But after eating, you are satisfied. Even the delicious thing, you are not interested anymore. Similarly, everything in this life you enjoy. Enjoy the erotic exchanges. Everything is temporary. Everything is for a time being. Everything is very momentary. Feeling thirsty is a suffering. When you drink water, you are happy. So these are our happiness. Everything is actually a suffering and a disturbance. But when we actually meet with that sense objects, you feel some satisfaction. Or when you have enough money to meet that sense objects, you are still mentally relieved. But all these things are not happiness. These are a relief, kind of misery. So we need to learn and study these things. Then we can be anywhere in the universe. At home, you can deal with any people, Rakshasas or demons or Devadas or good people or bad people. But we need to know the signs of the senses and the sense objects and the actions of the mind and the interaction between the mind and sense objects. Therefore, Krishna says, here is what the problem is. But we cannot realize this fact unless you adopt the absolute truth. You can actually try in so many ways, which will be like immorality and so-called dharma only. But it will not be actually a spiritual activity. And Krishna would tell that how to get out of all these problems by taking shelter of my lotus feet. Because that is the way I have programmed your mind. Your mind will be controlled when you associate with me in yoga. Otherwise, this mind will be keep on torturing you by asking so many things, and the next moment, the same mind will tell you that why did you do it. So this is the function of the mind. First of all, it grabs something and you may not want it. After grabbing, you become so sorry. Why did I actually do that? So everywhere, in every department of knowledge, in every department of life, the portfolio of life, in different places, there are always troubles because the mind. So the mind has to be controlled. And mind is programmed to be controlled only by, as I said, linking with the Supreme, which is called yoga. And in this age of Kali Yuga, what is that yoga? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Not sitting and meditating on some void or some impersonal aspects of some supreme power. No. It has to be very personal, and start chanting and hearing, and you see while doing this at least you do 6,000 times or 1,700 times. If you do, that will be like a 16 rounds. You see the difference, right? 24 hours you have, 1 or 2 hours give to Krishna. The body is given by him, soul is expanded by him, and time is created by him, All facilities are, we experience, we see, we enjoy. It's all given by God. So why not spending 1 or 2 hours by chanting His holy name and thanking Him? And not only it becomes so grateful, it's also pacify our mind and senses. This is very important. Otherwise, these intolerable seasonal changes, you will be so much implicated in it, you think that it is end of the universe. Law problem, marriage problem, and relationship problem, property problem. In this way, there are hundreds and thousands of issues. So these issues can be resolved when we associate with the right person and the right representative of God. So if you actually do that, then there can be really a blooming future which will help us to advance in human perfection. So I stop here. We will continue tomorrow. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.